Hi, I'm back, Angela Marie. So, first of all, I want to say subscribe to my channel so that you could get the notification when I upload videos. Um, like, dislike, share your thoughts. If you've been through this program and I gave some misleading information, of course not on purpose, correct me. If you have any questions, leave comments. Um, just, communicate with me. Uh, Subscribe. Like I said, I want to help you all, and I want to help myself. And it kind of motivates me to know that I have a little audience or that I'm helping someone. So if I helped you or answered at least one of your questions that you had about the program, at least give me a like or something, just so I know that I am helping someone. So I'm going to continue working on and if this is the first video you're watching, I have 4 other videos. They're just introductions, and they're my experience and my advice on the credit by exam LPN to RN program. I've completed the theory portion of the program. I've completed the FCCA portion of the program, and as of July 25th, I am on the waiting list for the CPNE. So what I'm doing is trying to answer some questions that you guys may have about the program, some questions that I had before I started the program, but there were no videos or no blogs or no reviews other than on allnurses.com. I'm not representing Excelsior. These are my opinions. These are my experiences. And now let me start with your A to Z guide, part 5. And I am going to continue to talk about the qualifications I spoke of the qualifications that you need to qualify for the program. Now I'm going to talk about the prereqs that you need. I listed a lot of general education classes that you need, and some of those general education classes are your prereqs. So I watched the last video, and it sounded a little confusing at the end when I was trying to explain this. So your general education requirements include your prereqs for the program. You can not apply to the nursing program or be accepted at least to the nursing program until you have all the prereqs completed. So then you can start working on some of the nursing classes while you're working on your general education classes. So my advice, you could be going to a community college if you have all your prereqs completed, and I'll let you know exactly what those are. You could be accepted to the nursing program with Excelsior. Credit by exam is what I'm speaking on because that's all I know of, because that's the program that I am in. So you can go to a community. You can take the classes online with Excelsior, or you can go to your community college and finish up your general requirements while you work on the nursing theory portion of the program. Now, but before you can continue with the FCCA portion of the nursing program, you must not have more than 10 credits needed for the general, more than 10 credits of the general education classes needed. So you'll have to finish those up before you can apply for the FCCA. So get those general requirements done, and now I'll tell you what the prereqs are. So the prereqs are lifespan, sociology, anatomy and physiology, microbiology, and English. Those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and college level math, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those 6 prereqs, once again, are English, and I'm assuming Comp 1, Comp 2. Those were the English classes that I had. Lifespan, sociology, anatomy and physiology. I had anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, both with the lab. I'm assuming that's what you would have to have. Some colleges, universities offer 1 and 2 together, I've heard. Also microbiology. And once again, my microbiology did not have a lab, so I don't think it's mandatory that microbiology has a lab. And college level math, and my college level math was intermediate algebra. So those are your prereqs that you need in order to apply for the nursing program. Let's see here. So once you completed the prereqs, now you're in the nursing program, and it's 4 phases. Nursing theory series. So these are the classes that you have to take for the theory portion. So it's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lifespan is broken up to 1, 2, and 3. So the first class is transition to a professional nurse. That's 3 credits. Health and safety, 3 credits. Now that's the one I said I didn't study for because I was fresh out of LPN school and I just finished that program and I jumped right into this. So health and safety doesn't change much. So I figured I really didn't have to study for that. So I did go and take that exam and test out of that class without studying. And I managed to get a C. Once again, it's like 100, like 90 to 100 and maybe 10, 15 questions. And I got a C. Now, health differences. Health safety is 3 credits also. Health differences, 3 credits. Now, if you've been an LPN, LVN for 5 years or less, this class can be waived. This is the class I was telling you about. If you're a new licensed practical nurse or LVN, health differences, which is 3 credits, can be waived. The 4th class is foundations in nursing practice, which is 3 credits, and that's phase 1. So With phase 1, either you would have to take 4 classes. If you have been a LPN, LVN for longer than 5 years, you have to take that class. So you'll have to take 4 classes in phase 1. If you have been an LPN, LVN for 5 years or less, then you would only have to take 4 of those classes in phase 1. Once you completed those classes, you will move to phase 2. And phase 2 is reproduction health, which is 3 credits, health differences, which is 3 credits, lifespan 1, 2, and 3, which is 3 credits each. Let me back up. In phase 2 is reproduction health, which is 3 credits, health differences across lifespan 1, 2, and 3. So I made it sound like health differences was a separate class, but no, the complete title of that class is health differences across lifespan, and it's 1, 2, and 3, 3 credits each. So in phase 2, there will be 4 classes. Now, phase 3. Phase 3 is the focused clinical competency assessment. Now, this, you cannot continue on to phase 3 until you have, let me make sure I don't make any mistakes, no more than 10 general education classes needed. So you have to get those general education classes down to at least only needing 10 more credits. Then you can apply for the FCCA. Now, that's when I was talking about it's 2 parts to that, 2 8-week classes. You can go at your own pace. It only took me 2 days to do each class, or maybe it was 1 day to do one of the classes and 2 days to do the other, or 2 and 2. So it says that it's an 8-week class, but it doesn't have to take 8 weeks for you to complete it. Now, you do have to wait the 8 weeks before you can start the second class. So with this is, it's online. So you go into your Blackboard and you log in, go into Blackboard, click on head to toe assessments. It's head to toe assessments is 1 class, and the second class is the nursing process under the FCCA, Focused Clinical Competency Assessment, head to toe assessment, and the nursing process. They're 4 credits each. So you would log in, go to Blackboard, and you will study the material, and then when you feel like you're ready, you would take the timed exam. You finish it in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 8 weeks, whatever the case is. You wait the 8 weeks to complete the second class. You go at your own pace, like I said. I did in like 2 days. Now, once you completed that, you'll go to phase 4. And phase 4 is the CPNE, the Clinical Performance and Nursing Examination. So, with this program, you can go at your own pace, like I said. You can get done in as little as 7 months. or 8 months with the theory portion. Then you have to do the FCCA portion, which is the 2 8-week classes. So yeah, so once you're done with that, you would do the CPNE. So you can get done with the theory and the FCCC 7, 8, 9 months or 10 months, or even sooner. It depends on you. If you can double up some classes a month, you can get done faster. I've tested taking 2 exams in a month, so it can be done. It's just all about your planning and your commitment to getting it done. So some will be done faster than others, some will take longer than others. With that being said, you have 7 years to complete this program. Now, if you're not done in 7 years, they will, I don't want to say kick you out of the program, but deregister you. If you don't complete the program in 7 years, then they'll, I'm looking for the proper word, they will, you just can't complete the program if you're not done in 7. I don't want to say kick you out, because that just sounds a little harsh. Now, with every class that I mentioned for phase 1, 2, and 3, you have to score a C or better, 2.0. And with your general educations and your nursing theory classes, you will have a total of 67 credits. Now, the cost of the classes are $395 each. Now, this is 2017. I started 2016, January. Yeah. So in 2015, I enrolled with the school. In 2016, I started the credit by exam, LPN and RN. So when you take these classes, I lost my train of thought. So with these classes, I said if you need a C or better, 67 credits each class. Professional nursing, health and safety. I was talking about the price. So that's why I said that I wanted to clarify the date, because things can change. So each class, $395 for each class. So that's for phase 1. So if you have been a nurse for 5 years or less, you'll have 1, 2, 3 classes to take in phase 1. So that's $395 each. And if you have been a nurse for longer than 5 years, then that's 4 classes you will have to take, and that's $395 each in phase 1. Phase 2, there are 4 classes you will have to take, and that's $395 a class. Phase 3. Phase 3 is, I believe it's 4 credits. I think it's part 1 and 2. Yeah, the FCC is $395, and it's just part 1 and part 2, which is head to toe assessments and nursing assessment. So it's $395 for that part 3. Now, on top of the $395, you have to pay a sitting fee at the testing site. Now, how much was the sit-in fee for the testing site? I do remember that each time I tested, it was a total of $410. So $15 for the sitting fee. I think that's about right. But so just keep in mind, you have to pay $395 for each class, but you also have to pay for the sitting fee, whatever that cost is at that facility. Now, when you get into phase 4, the CPNE, as of now, it's $2,300. And it's a 7 to 12 month waiting list. And the clinical performance, the CPNE, is a pass or fail. And a pass means that you received a C or better. Pass fail. Pass fail means pass fail. Now, once we get further in these videos, I am going to talk about how you are graded. And the good thing about it is we can print off the sheets to tell us and show us exactly what will be graded on. So, and each thing is pass, fail, pass, fail, pass, fail. And to my understanding, you have to pass each section with 100% accuracy. So how is pass, fail equivalent to a C if you have to pass each portion, each section at a 100%? That's saying you got an A. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, one of my other cons, but we'll talk about that a little later. So, now, for those of you that is in the CPNE program, on the waiting list for the CPNE, you know that we had to put a $600 down deposit. That's changed. You no longer have to put $600 down. Oh, excuse me, there's a payment plan for the $2,300 for the CPNE. It's a payment plan. You don't have to pay it. You can pay it up front with a credit card, pay the balance off, or you can do a payment plan. Now, the payment plan is, like I said, full payment of $2,300, and that's rounded, but it's close to $2,300. Excuse me. You can do 2 to 6 equal payments, and to set that up, it's a $25 setup fee. Or your third option is 7 to 12 months of equal payments, and that setup fee is $40. Now, you're probably wondering, what if 12 months? What if they call me for a date for my clinical, my CPNE? Then, once you get a date for your CPNE, you have to pay your balance in full within 30 days. 30 days before your testing date. So if your testing date is January the 30th, then you want to be paid in full by December 30th. Let's see here what else I have in my notes. If you accept a clinical date, they send you a date and you say, okay, I accept it. I will go test January the 30th. And something comes up. And you have to cancel your date reschedule, then the full balance is due within 2 business days. Let's see here. Now, with each exam, you can test a total of 3 times. And of course, every time you fail an exam, say the theory portion, the phase 1, 2, and 3, you have to pay $395. For the second time, if you fail the second time, you have to pay $395. Now, they do have, and I just remembered this, so that's why I don't have it written down here. They have where you can pay a little extra, and if you fail an exam, then you don't have to pay the $395 to take it again. You'll be able to test again with that fee being waived, but you still have to pay the testing, the sitting fee at the testing center. Yep. But I never wanted to pay that because I'm like, I gotta have faith that I'm gonna pass. I don't wanna do that. So I never paid it. And once again, I did fail 3 exams. I failed transition to a professional nurse because I didn't study for that for whatever reason. I just got out of LPN school. I just completed LPN school, and I did complete LPN school, the program with a high achievement award. And one of our last classes was LPN to a student to a professional nurse, something, transition to a professional nurse. So when I seen transition to a LPN, so when I seen transition to a professional nurse, I'm like, oh, I just did that too. That was one of the last classes. I'll go take that without studying. Student, LPN, RN. It was some of the same like terms, but I needed to review. I reviewed, but not well enough, so got a little cocky, and I failed that exam. So I had to take that one over. What was the other one I failed? One of the lifespans I failed, and I think I failed reproduction health. So I had to pay all over again and retest those. And like I said, when you fail an exam, you have to wait 2 months to retake. And as I mentioned in my other videos, it's going over, I have to hurry up. As I mentioned in my other videos, I like to try to keep the videos at 25. We're already at 28. But like I mentioned in the other video, that if you're not done with the program within a year, then you have to pay a $500 fee for still being in the program. So they like, yeah, go at your own pace, but hey, you'll have to pay a $500 fee if you're not done in a year. And I don't know if that's every year. I hope that's not every year, but that's that. So I was set back 6 months because I had to wait. And oh, wait a minute, I failed one of the I failed the nursing process class under phase 3, the FCCA. Like I said, those FCCA classes, the focus clinical competency assessments, were pretty easy to me. I was really baffled when they said I failed. I don't know how I failed, but I did. Now, one of the lifespan classes that I failed, I didn't agree with that also, because you could ask me anything and I would be able to answer the question. So I was a little baffled when I failed that also. And the reproduction, I was going through something, and I wasn't, my mind wasn't stable enough to be testing, so I shouldn't even have went and tested that day. And also the facility was freezing. So that's another thing. It's a lot of facilities that you can go and test for your exam. Make sure the facility you go to is comfortable. So I don't know if I failed that exam because I was freezing to death, or because I had a lot on my mind, or just both of them put together. And that was the summertime. It was freezing. So summer, winter, fall, all year round, make sure you have on layers. Because remember, you can take those layers off, but you can't put the layers on. So go in those facilities with layers to make sure that you are comfortable. And if it's hot in there, because I did go to a facility where it was hot, but I like to be warm, so it didn't bother me. But some other people were hot and they had to take off layers. So make sure you go with layers. And now I'll tell you the testing sites when you go to for your CPNE, Clinical Performance and Nursing Examination. There's not a testing site in Michigan as of yet, so I will have to travel. Now when you travel to take your CPNE examination, your CPN examination, you are responsible for your transportation there and back, your transportation while you're there in whatever state you are testing in, your food, your hotel. They don't pay for any of those. They don't accommodate you, so you're responsible for all of that. They want you to choose at least 3 sites to minimize your wait time. Right now there's 13 sites, and I chose all 13 sites. They have you can get on a cancellation list, where if someone gets a date and they cancel and you're up next, you just tell them how long you need to prepare and to be able to accept a cancellation date. So I told them I need a week to prepare for travel, so at least give me a week. So right now it's 13 sites, and for those of you that's familiar with the sites, they just added a site in Tallahassee, Florida, and also 4 locations. It was in Georgia. There were 4 locations that no longer is available for testing. They did not renew their contract with Excelsior because they wanted to focus on, they said, I don't know, so they said that Excelsior emailed to me, said that those 4 locations in Georgia wanted to focus on RN BSN, so they didn't renew their contract. So the testing locations are Albany, New York, and they have 2 sites there. New Hartford, Utica, New York. Glen Falls, New York. Flushing, New York. Middletown, New York. Syracuse, New York. And of course, there's going to be more testing sites in New York because Excelsior is based out of New York. Excelsior is in New York. Alice, Texas. Lubbock, Texas. I hope I pronounced that right. Lubbock, Texas. Summit, Wisconsin. Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, and Savannah, Georgia. So that's a total of 13 sites. And you want to at least pick 3. Or if you like me, you'll pick all of them. So let's see, before I end this. Oh, let's talk about the success rate of passing the CPNE. Now, let me turn this off real quick because I don't know if it's bothering us. I'm back, so that should go off in a minute. So between 2013 to 2017, the CPNE, which is the clinical that you'll travel for, success rate out of 6,640 attempts, 62.2% passed. I meant to do the math to see exactly how many that is. If you feel like doing the math and leaving it in the comment, that would be nice. So out of 6,640 attempts, only 62.2% passed. Now, this is between 2013 and 2017, and this is from the Excelsior's website. So that's that. Now, I wanted to show you guys, this one is lifespan. So when you go online, you can print out study guides. Excelsior has study guides. They have exams that you could practice. And so I'll just show you an example of each. So 60, 58, 52. So this is for lifespan 1. So this is your content, and it tells you, can you see that? Okay, let me be still. So the content area right there. Cardiovascular. Is that respiratory? Yep, respiratory. So it tells you where you would be tested, what you would be tested at. When you get the outline, it'll tell you to study all this. So this here is telling you, listen, I know you have a lot to study, but this is the percentage of each section, how it's going to be graded. So, let me see. Cardiovascular, 25. Well, each of these is an equal portion of 25% to equal 100%. So, it tells you exactly. It helps you out. So, you know, some of these might, let me see if this one is, are these equal parts or not? Okay, so this one is not equal parts. So it tells you, hey, is that functional assessment? 10%. Whereas sensory impairments is 20%. So in my opinion, that's where I would start. I would start in a section where I would have the most questions, and then I will go to the second highest percentage, the third highest percentage, and that's how I would study. So, and then here it tells you what, like the book, what chapters you need to read out of that book. And that's where I was saying, add up the number of chapters and divide it by the number of months. And that's basically what this package is. Pain and discomfort. 20% of the exam is going to be on pain, discomfort. The books you need to have, and the chapters. So then you can go online also on the website, Excelsior website, and it'll have, oh no, I used My Study Group 101, and it's very affordable. I forgot all about that. And what it does is it follows the book if you don't have the book. So you go to My Study Group, MYSTUDYGROUP 1, the number 1, the number 0, the number 1. My Study Group 101. And I think for each class it was like $10 to get the I'm just lost for words. It's like 5 a.m. here. To get these packets. And these packets, like I said, now you'll download it, and I downloaded. I think it's other options like ordering a CD or something, but I downloaded and I printed it out. So it's everything you would be tested on. It helps if you don't have the book or don't want to purchase the book. And then after every section, I believe these are straight out of the book actually, and it's like exams at the end and quizzes, non-stop exam and quizzes, just like so many. So yeah, that's what this is from. But there's a lot of resources on Excelsior website to help you out. You can always call your advisor, just call and ask for a nursing advisor, and they will guide you and help you out in any way they can. You'll get a coach who will try to coach you and help you out also. They understand that you're doing the credit by exam and you're your own instructor, so you may have questions, and they are here to help. So my next video, I want to talk about the legal claims against Excelsior and why I'm still continuing with the program. So that will be my part 6. And then after that, my part 7 will be, I would explain all of this behind me. This setup here. I would be explaining all of this, and as you could probably guess, it is my setup for the CPNE clinical portion. And I'm hoping for my date, and you guys pray that I get a date soon, because I am impatient and I am ready to be an RN, because I have goals, and some things that I want to do, you can't do until you are licensed as an RN. So please subscribe, please like, dislike, leave a comment. I don't think I said that often in this video, so I'm getting better with that, and in the future I want to do live motivational speaking where I would be live in front of people, and I definitely don't want to say a lot of uhs, and ums. So these videos are really helping me bec become a better speaker, and I have to be mindful of how I am speaking. I mean, always be yourself. Be yourself. But don't always be yourself, but also work on bettering yourself. So I want to better myself within my communication. Even though I did pretty good, I got an A in communications and communication class, and an A in speech class, but that was some time ago. That's where I learned you don't want to say all the time, because it comes across as if you don't know what you're speaking about. So I really need to work on that, and knowing that I have an audience and I am helping others, that will only motivate me to be a better me. So I hope I'm helping you guys out. You guys are helping me out by watching my videos. I hope I have answered all the questions in these 5 videos that you may have had about the Excelsior LPN Credit by Exam program. And feel free to leave any questions that you may have, and I will definitely answer it. I get an alert every time somebody